So Eamon, thanks very much. I'm Aisling Keogh and I've just been asked to interview you from the Came magazine. We're part of the international group that has been set up during the COVID-19 pandemic. So thanks a million for allowing us in to interview you today.
Not at all.
So basically it's very informal. It's just a bit of background as to, where you came from, when you were born. We won't ask you the year or anything like that, but so basically, Eamon, so what was your involvement in dancing?
Well, my involvement in dancing came about for the first time I saw Kelly dancing, and that was in Ranafast College, where I had spent a month having got a scholarship there. And I thought this Kelly dancing was actually the bee's knees. I had never seen Irish dancing of any sort. I would have been 12-year-old at the time. And I came back home and became involved, in fact, in Gosrononia Club in the Gilliglee Hall in Dundalk, where we were obliged to attend if we wished to continue getting scholarships and going back to Ranafast and so on. And I got a scholarship the second year as well and went back to Ranafast. And my interest in Kelly dancing came about simply by what I had seen in Ranafast and what I had done in this club, Gosrononia. The teacher in Ranafast at that particular time was a Belfast man called Seamus Mallon, or as he was commonly known as Ducky Mallon.
Okay.
And having established an interest in it, I ended, or at least my parents in fact, decided to find out where was Irish dancing taught in Dundalk. And my mother found that Monica Clerkin was teaching, in fact, in the Dominican school in Dundalk. And she brought me along there, in fact, and Monica decided she would take me in. I don't know why, but she did. And having joined the class, I saw for the first time then solo dancing.
Okay.
But because I had been sold on the whole idea of Kelly dancing, I told Monica Clerkin that I didn't want to do this solo dancing thing. I only wanted to do Kelly. And of course, obviously I had to learn some basic steps even to do Kelly dancing, so I did learn a little of solo dancing as well. Not very much, and never really had an interest in it. So I danced for Monica Clerkin, in fact, for, I'm sure, for about 10 years, I'm sure. But mainly my interest, as I said, was Kelly dancing.
What year would that have been, Eamon, roughly?
That year would have been, let me just see, it would have been about, the year I joined would have been about 1949.
Okay.
Around about 49.
Yeah.
And as I said, for about 10 years I was a member of that class and enjoyed it immensely, I must say. I also became very interested in the language at the time and became a member of the Gaelic League, and at some stage I'm sure I became a member of the committee, and the Gaelic League ran what was then known as Feismúr Hevna.
Okay.
A big festival, in fact a festival that ran for a full month, because we had various sections. We had Irish dancing, traditional music, drama, music and so on, and it became a real big festival. I was secretary of the dancing section of Feismúr Hevna for about, I'm sure for about 20 years, and arising out of my involvement in the feis, in fact, obviously I made contact with other people who were running other feisna around the country, and a gentleman from Drogheda, in fact, with whom I became firm friends, was Seamus McAnulla.
Oh, yeah.
And Seamus, on one occasion, having attended a Kelly here in Dundalk, asked me did I wish to join the Ulster Dance Commission. And I asked Seamus, what is the Ulster Dance Commission? I hadn't a clue at that stage about that. He explained to me, Seamus was already a member, and Seamus explained to me about the Ulster Commission and invited me to join it, which I did. I became a member of the Ulster Commission. Let me see if in 1950, about 1956, 55,
Okay.
56.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was a member of the Ulster Commission, and the Ulster Commission at that stage was subject to both the Gaelic League in Ulster, but also to the Commission in Dublin.
Okay.
And having spent about a year on the Ulster Commission, and I must have done something right, because I then got an invite to join the Commission in Dublin. At that stage, people were appointed actually to the Commission, both in Ulster and in Dublin. There was no such thing as an election.
Okay.
And the following year, as I said, I joined the Dance Commission in Dublin, and I've been a member of that commission since then. I think that is about, yes, it's 65 years
Some achievement.
this year that I've been a member without any break.
That's amazing.
So I was, well,
It's a lot of dedication and a lot of meetings.
it's a lot of meetings. But of
Yeah.
course, in those early days, a meeting consisted of about maybe 10 or 12 people. All those people were all appointed by the Gaelic League. You know?
And were these all people from Ireland? Just from Ireland?
Oh, from Ireland
Okay,
only.
right.
Yes, indeed. And very few of them were actually dance teachers.
Okay.
They were all as Gaelic League appointees, but who had an interest in the promotion of the dancing.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And as I said, there we are.
And throughout all of this, Eamon, did you find love at all?
Did I find?
Love.
Oh, I certainly did. Yes, yes. I had the good fortune, in fact, to meet my good wife, who's now passed on, at a fesh in Drogheda, at Fesh na Bonia we met. And again, we met through this man, Seamus McConaughey, that I mentioned. I have vague recollections of inviting Ethna to a ceilidh, which was on that particular night. Or I don't know if I invited her actually, or I asked her was she going to the ceilidh.
Yeah.
But we went along to the ceilidh that night, and yeah, things took off from there.
Yeah.
You know, and Ethna was a TCRG and an ADCRG as well. In
Yeah.
fact, at a later stage, she had very, very successful classes, in fact, mainly in County Meath,
Okay.
where she taught. And of course, when we eventually tied the knot and got married, I gave a little helping hand in the dance, in the classes, you know. And it was an interesting arrangement, actually. I took them and gave them the basic steps that Monica Clerkin had given to me, and then I passed them on to Ethna. She was the teacher, not me.
That's brilliant. And did you have any kids then? So when you tied the knot then,
we
did you
had
have any
only
children?
one boy,
Okay.
family, that's Kieran, who's interested in dancing, but he's more interested in music. He's a very, very talented musician.
Okay.
He started with fiddle, which he didn't take to very kindly. He then went on to a concert flute. He then bought a Nillian pipes, and at the moment he's actually practicing with a ukulele.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
And did he ever dance?
Oh, he danced. He danced for a little while, not for very long. And I think the reason he stopped dancing, or that we allowed him to stop dancing, he danced from his matches, by the way. And he came. I remember he came home one particular evening from school, and he was very concerned that the boys in class were telling him that he was wearing a skirt, not a kilt. It was called a skirt. And
because that's what boys wore in those days, was it?
Boys wore kilts in those days.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he resented this, you know, and took it very, very seriously. And he decided he wanted to do music rather than the dancing, which we were very happy with, you know.
And how have you seen dancing changing over the years, or evolving, should I say?
Dancing has changed considerably. If I can put it this way, dancing used to be done on the ground. Now dancing is in the air all the time, or practically all the time. Some of some of the steps and styles that we see nowadays, we would never have envisaged in those early days. And it's tremendous to see it. Absolutely tremendous to see the development that has come about over those years.
And what advice would you give to any teacher that's teaching nowadays?
My advice would be to first of all instill a love of the culture to the children. It's fine to be able to get out and perform, and that's important. And it's very important for children to be able to get up on a stage and perform. It's good for their confidence, builds their confidence and all that sort of thing. But I think our present approach to it lacks that particular element. I don't think we instill a love of the thing. And I'm not suggesting for a moment that it isn't handed down, it is. And the young people, when they reach their teens and 20s and so on, a lot of them become dance teachers. But I still, I regret that very few actually continue to dance at a particular age, yes. They dance in competition up to a particular point, and then in their early teens, I'm sure it is, they push it aside.
It tends to, yeah.
And I mean, my main regret would be that Gaelic dancing, whilst it's very, very much alive for competitive purposes, it's not at all danced for enjoyment.
Yeah.
The Gaelic, in my younger days, we would have a Gaelic, in fact, anywhere in the country on a weekly basis. Now, if you get a Gaelic once or twice a year, that's about it, you know.
And finally, what would be your fondest memory that you have in your career?
I think my fondest memory is having discovered Gaelic dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, which I did all my life, in fact. And occasionally now, I would attend a Gaelic now, wherever it might be. There are a few around.
Yeah.
And I would still attend.
Well, Eamon, I have to say it's an honour to be able to have interviewed you, considering that 5 years ago you interviewed me coming into the commission. So it's an honour to be sitting here today, and I really, really do appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. So thanks a million.
Not at all. And can I just say that I have been honoured by the commission itself in being appointed for a 4-year period as president of the organisation. And that I deeply appreciate. I feel I must have done something right
along the way.
Along the way. Yeah.
That's great. Listen, thanks a million.
Oh,
thanks very much.